Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin for the win. We're back for another edition of Monster Hunter Rise. Today on the channel, we're taking a look at the Malzeno Armor. We're going to be using Royal Order's Sword Plus. Here we're going to be going full set. So Malzeno Armor, Weakness Exploit, Wirebug Whisperer. As you can see here, Blood Right, Weakness Exploit, Partbreaker, Critical Boost, Windproof. Malzeno Braces, Wirebug Whisperer, Attack Boost, Blight Resistance, Partbreaker. Malzeno Coil, as you can see here, Blood Right, Partbreaker, Attack Boost, Windproof. Malzeno Greaves, here, Blight Resistance, Weakness Exploit, Attack Boost, Critical Boost, Flinch Free. Absolute Petulance here, and Failed Talisman, we're going to be using earplugs with an attack boost in it, with a slot. Alright, let me show you the gems here so you can see exactly what we gemmed into this particular build here. Attack Jewel 2, Brace Jewel 1, Anti-Dragon Jewel 2, Critical Jewel 2, Attack Jewel, Critical Jewel, Wind Resistance Jewel, Destroyer Jewel 2, 2 Wind Resistance Jewels, Critical Jewel 2, 2 Brace Jewels, here an Attack Jewel 2. And I'm going to give you a full breakdown of all the skills and everything of the sort here. Okay, so here we go. 4 full stats, free 77 attack, 10% affinity, 737 defense, minus 22 to dragons. So we don't really like dragons and we don't really like ice, but everything else we can pretty much deal pretty well with for the most part. And as you're going to see here in a second, those are the skills I'm using. Attack boost level 7, critical boost free, weakness exploit free, earplugs free, windproof free, blight resistance free, partbreaker free, flinch free, and there's one more skill, Wirebug Whisperer free, Blood Right free, and Constitution. So for this particular build, it's all about abusing, once again, critical hits and our attack boost. So as you can see here, critical boost, 40% whenever we deal critical damage, weakness exploit anytime we deal damage to a weak spot, 50% infinity. Everything else are nice quality of life skills to help here, such as earplugs, windproof, light resistance, what comes on the armor. Partbreaker is going to be very important. We need this maxed out because it works in conjunction with the unique skill, that being Blood Right. So Blood Right basically states that whenever a monster part is broken, you deal damage to it, you get back life. When we have it at level 3, we get back a tremendous amount of life very, very fast. So basically the whole point of this particular build is destroy parts, attack those parts to get back life. This particular armor works great against anomaly monsters that deal a massive amount of damage, as well as the blight to you, in which you are able to get back your life pretty quickly. So I would say this is probably your best defense against going against the anomaly monsters, particularly the level 4 quest and higher. For the purpose of this demonstration, however, for the armor showcase, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fighting my favorite punching bag to demonstrate stuff on, the Great Izuchi. Why? Because Great Izuchi is a pretty cool monster to fight. Very easy to demonstrate some of the combos. Now, the good thing with particularly the Malzeno armor is I feel like it works best with just about a wide variety of weapons. Very similar Dereliction build and the Archfiend armor that we covered. I think the 3 best weapons you could use with it are going to be weapons that attack very fast and do a lot of damage per second. That being the Sword and Shield, the Insect Glaive, the Dual Blades. Now, there are weapons, obviously, that can deal a decent amount of damage, that being the Great Sword, maybe to a lesser extent the Hunting Horn, but I feel like those 3 in particular work best. And remember, this is like the perfect armor to fight off anomaly monsters, because if you figure out and look at the storyline, it basically said that Malzeno, for the most part, was able to fight off the Curio and everything, sir. Alright, so we found the Great Izuchi. As with the shield and sword that we do, I'm going to be going for basic combos here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be targeting the face, using the shield bash whenever possible. We're going to slide into the monster, do our famous combo where we jump up in the air, and then eventually get a KO here. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to try to use the shield to break parts very fastly. We might particularly try to take a couple of hits intentionally just so we can demonstrate how the Blood Right skill works in particular. Now keep in mind, because this is not super optimized for Sword and Shield, and this is just basically a full armor set, we might have a slower clear time than we necessarily want. And keep in mind that I'm trying to demonstrate the skill for this particular set. So we're going to try to break as many parts as possible, take a couple of hits without healing. Hopefully our particular friends here that are our hunting animals will not heal us too much here. We could demonstrate. Oh, I'm out of position there. Alright, let's move back here. Another great weapon for this is Dual Blades. I think Dual Blades particularly is really, really good with the Malzeno armor, just because the Dual Blades has probably the highest DPS. As you saw there, if you were watching, the amount of damage I just did to the face, we got back all our health without having to heal. So if you're the type of player that just likes to deal a lot of damage, break a lot of parts, and not actually have to worry about healing, the Malzeno full set is probably your best way to go. Let's see if we can get a couple hits off this way. If we could break it apart here as well. One of the things that you will notice is, obviously, like with any DPS weapon that we're using, we will burn through our sharpness quite a bit. Now, subsequently, if you wanted to, in theory, I suppose you could take out the attack boost gems and add a little bit of razor sharp here if you wanted to, but in all honesty, with 3 grinder gems, you should be able to sharpen really quickly anyway, so it's not really a matter of really what you should be doing. So it's a really a matter of personal preference. One of the things is that, well, unlike the Archfiend armor that gives you a little bit of more leeway in terms of everything that you're going to be building into it in terms of gem slot, the Malzeno armor doesn't have as much flexibility. Keep that in mind, because automatically one of your parts you're going to have to put in a level 2 Partbreaker gem, just so you can get the level 3 maxed out Partbreaker on it, because if not, you're not going to be effectively using Bloodright in conjunction with it well. So that's one slot that's automatically used up on this particular build, so keep that in mind. Alright, as you can see, again, we got back all our health just by damaging areas that were already damaged, weak spots. So that's basically Bloodright in action here. So we basically never really have to use a potion with this particular build. I botched the combo there. Alright. Monster kind of dodged out of the way quite a bit there. Gotta give it up for the great Azuchi there. We got another stun going here. I did eat for Slugger, though, just to ensure that we would have enough knockout range here. Let's go for another Water Bug attack. As you can see, the monster is already in blue. As you can see, we never had to use a health potion thanks to the Bloodright skill. Alright, let's continue an attack here. Another part is broken. So basically, every part of this monster is broken. So, again, like I say, you want to pick the best weapons possible for Bloodright that will break a lot of monster parts with. So, again, the quickest one I can think of that breaks parts is the Sword and Shield. Dual Blades can break some parts with Partbreaker as well. Insect Glaive can do a pretty good job of breaking parts as well, because with the triple bug buff and everything of the sort, it is probably your third best option. Obviously, you could probably mess around with the Hammer as well, because the Hammer is really good at breaking parts, but you won't be dealing as much damage per second. Greatsword, potentially. I haven't really tried it with any of the gun weapons, because keep in mind, with guns and Partbreaker, it's kind of a little bit tedious. You could possibly with a Pierce build, but I just feel like that's just not an optimal way to be playing this here. Let's see if I can get the Water Bug attack off. Nope. Okay. Well, we just got interrupted by the Zuros, because they wouldn't be Monster Hunter unless you got interrupted by another monster here. Let's see here. Okay, Azuchi's going to be attacking Zuros. See if I can get an attack off here. See if I can just not have to play the minigame here. That's kind of my plan here. Okay, Zuros ran off. That's good, because I really don't want to have to play a Water Bug game here. Okay, and we destroyed the head there. So as you can see, despite everything, still a very fast clear time, just based on what you have access to. Partbreaker, Bloodright, infinite heals. This armor has a lot of potential. Again, I think it's probably best for Anomaly quests because of how much life that you're going to be losing anyway. Particularly the 4-star quest. I feel this is probably one of the best armors to use. Particularly keep in mind when you have it maxed out. Full defense-wise, you have 727 defense, which is nothing to scoff at. In fact, that's the highest defense stat you could get in the game. There's only like 3 or 4 armors concurrently in the game before any updates come out that are that high in terms of defense. So this is probably one of your best options for endgame if you want to go with a full armor set. Obviously, mixed sets give you a lot more variety to play with, a lot more things, so you just don't have as much defense. So again, matter of personal preference. But if you're going for a full set, this is probably one of the best armors that is available to you in Sunbreak. And if you like dual blades, Sword and Shield, Insect Glaive, this is probably one of the things you definitely are going to want to use and make for your end game, whether you're in Master Rank 70 or higher. This should probably be somewhere around a 5:30 to 6-minute clear time, just based on the fact that, remember, this is not a super optimized end game build where it's like a mix set, but no, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, still very good with Sword and Shield. Alright, that's going to do it for today's Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak video. As always, a like on this video is greatly appreciated. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, definitely consider doing so, as it helps the channel grow. And I'll see you for the next Monster Hunter Rise video, which is going to be a Charge Blade build. Till next time, guys.